Good evening, parents, and welcome to Back to School Night. I am Ms. Lopez. Sorry I couldn't be with you tonight. I'm currently out at a training. I left this video behind so you could get to see who I am and hear me talk about a little bit about our course of creative writing, which takes place in second and fourth period, and so you could hear a little bit about how our class works. I have left a copy of the syllabus in the back for anyone who feels that they want to take a copy home with them. They can choose to do that. Okay, so the course syllabus at the top has my contact information. And if you don't want to take one of these home with you, that's fine. Your student is required to have it in their binder at all times, so you can always refer to their binder to get my information. The course syllabus also goes through the rules, consequences to breaking those rules, the grading scale for this course, classroom procedures, excused absence policy, and the tardy policy as well, along with the mentioning of the supplies. Now the rules and consequences are pretty basic and similar to the rules and consequences of all the other classes. Number 1, always follow directions and procedures. Number 2, come prepared to class with all of your course materials. In this class, that means always having their drafts with them. Every day they're adding to their drafts, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. They need to make sure to always bring it with them. Okay, as well as pencil and paper and the handouts that I give them during many lessons. Rule number 3, be respectful at all times. Rule number 4, arrive on time and stay seated. And rule number 5, follow the dress code policy. Now the consequences to those infractions, the first time they have their name placed in the log and they're given a verbal warning. Number 2, the second infraction warrants having their name added to the log, and I keep them after class for about 30 seconds, it's very brief, where I let them know that this is an issue so that they can correct whatever behavior is going on. The third infraction, I put them in the log again, but this time I contact you and let you know what's been going on. Sometimes I'll have your child call you, let them explain what's going on, and then I'll take the phone and see if you have any questions. So don't be surprised if you get a phone call from your child during class time. Okay, actually right after class. Fourth infraction means they get sent to buddy room, and I call you again. And the fifth infraction is a referral to administration, where administration will take care of the behavior. Now, the severe clause says that any of these behaviors warrants an immediate referral, and that would be fighting, vandalism, overt defiance, or simply anything that really brings learning to a halt or stops the class from functioning, in other words. Now, in this class, there are only 2 categories that make up the grade. 65% of the grade is made up by the final drafts of their works and other projects such as portfolios that we will be working on. The other 35% of their grade is composed of all the drafts that they create prior to their final draft, the classwork that stems from the mini lessons and other workshops. And that's, again, 35% of their grade. The grading scale is available for you as well to look at on the syllabus. The classroom procedures. Now, one big thing in this class will be, taking notes, and more than anything, taking what we learn in the mini lessons and applying it to our drafts so that our final drafts show that we've learned and made progress in our writing, because after all, the final drafts do count as tests. Other procedures are there for you, as well as the excused absences and how we deal with the absences for turning in work. You want to make sure to go over that. I need you please to make sure that your kids are here as much as possible. This class does work heavily through workshops and mini lessons, and missing out on some of those can really put a child behind. The tardy policy is detailed for you as well. That might be another reason why I contact you. Now, one thing I wanted to emphasize for this class is that in literature, I only like pencils. Now here, we need pencils, but we also need pens of different colors, or highlighters, or color pencils work fine as well. We use these pens or highlighters or color pencils of different colors for different editing purposes. Other supplies they need for this course are also listed at the end of the course syllabus. Now, our course will deal with creating lots of original pieces, from short stories to poems and other fictional pieces of work that are their own original creations. Like I said, a typical day in this class would consist of opening with a mini lesson, teaching them something specific that I would like them to correct and revise in their writing. So I would give them a lesson on, for example, how to be more descriptive, and we'd go through a little lesson where I would give them the opportunity to learn how to do that. Give them maybe small exercises to practice, and then after the mini lesson, which takes no more really than 15 minutes, they might be doing peer editing, self-editing, or simply adding to their writing or correcting their writing on their own. So those are just some of the basic components of what a day might look like in our class. So there is a lot going on. So I hope that you can make sure that your child is here every day, and that will set them up for success in this class. Again, I'm sorry I couldn't be with you today. If you would like to meet with me or you have some questions for me and you would like me to call you or set up a parent conference, there is a sign-up sheet that you would need to fill out that's available for you to kind of ask me for that, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. I'd like to thank you for showing up tonight, and I hope that we have an excellent year.